Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Watch It of Realms video. Guys, this is the last video I'm going to make before I am flying to Vegas because I'm off for TwitchCon. So I'm going to be in TwitchCon basically for the next week. And then I'm actually going for another meeting in Greece after that with Magic Media for Fateless. So loads of stuff going on in the next 2 weeks. Does mean that my upload schedule is going to be all over the place because I'm just not going to be here. So I guess if you suddenly see my videos drop off a cliff, then that's the reason why. I will try and kind of do some little update bits whilst I'm out there, but yeah, not as easy. So next couple of weeks is going to be crazy. And at the same time, we've got this Shard summon running for these next couple of weeks. I guess the lucky thing for me is I do have Aeon already. So if I'm not able to get this done because I'm traveling and I'm just doing loads of stuff, then I'm kind of okay. I've got this hero already, but I would say this is definitely worth picking up when you get these opportunities to grab Lords. You know, Lords are very strong. A few people were saying when I did my last kind of coverage of this, you know, Lasir was somebody that a lot of people picked up recently. Zealous is great. Cerberus is good. You know, I think Iona's in this faction. Like, there's a bunch of heroes that make a lot of sense to pair with this Lord. So definitely pick it up if you can. So I was looking through the different events. It's different from what I saw when I looked at a previous video of this happening. I guess it happened previously on the Forerunner server rather than the live servers now. But you can see there's 110 potential fragments or shards, and you need 75 to convert into one whole hero. So there's way more than you need, but I think originally there was enough to get 2 copies, and it looks like there's not enough to get 2 full copies here anymore. You know, things have changed in the last, 10 months. So let's have a look through. You basically have got a number of areas where you can kind of like double up efficiency. I've got to say as well, like, do you guys feel it's a bit weird that the res of the images they upload for stuff, maybe it's just PC client, but the res is super low. Why do they do it? So it looks like I've put like a dodgy image and then blown it up on my screen, which I guess is what's happening. Maybe it's just PC, but I'm just like, why do you put these low res images up, Watcher of Realms? Come on. Come on, you're good at visuals. Why are you doing these low-res images? Anyway, they've got a number of different events that are running through the 2 weeks, and you can kind of get some good spells, I guess, of kind of efficient use. You can also do this. You've got Arrival of Heroes here, which is a summoning event. Spiritual Altar up here, which is a summoning event. That's 30 of the fragments, 30 of the shards. And you get in total 110. And you need 110? Yeah, 110, and you need 75. So you can actually do this event without a summoning at all, which is refreshing, I guess, is what I would call that. So you can do it, but obviously you've got to do then the rest of the stuff. So you've got 2 Duel of Champions. That's just fighting in the arena. We're going to take a look at the ones that are live right now and see how difficult they are. But that's fighting in the arena. You've got Brave Conquest, which happens 3 times. That's basically farming gear raids or artifact raids. It's like raid farming. So you want to make sure that you're doubling up the Brave Conquests alongside the events which actually are farming type events, like Forgotten Palace, Lost Legacy, and we'll go through those in a second. You've got a Tales of the Smith in there, so that's where you're going to want to use your gold. I guess it's just using your resources efficiently, but this final weekend, I guess both weekends really, they whack a load of events out at the same time. It's okay, I think, in this game because it's not like I'm struggling for time to use my stamina. You know, I basically come in and play the game for a couple of hours and pretty much use my resources in that time. So I think it's okay. The main thing is whether you've got, you know, some gold saved up for the artifact upgrade, the, you know, item upgrade, you know, whether you've got enough stamina plus some diamonds perhaps to use for stamina for the various kind of like raiding. And I mean, generally I find I have enough summons to at least do a summoning event anyway. So I guess it depends where they put the shards during the summon events. But it is an epic champions. It's not like we're trying to get a legendary here. They should be fairly accessible. Let's just go down and read some of the detail. So Vault in the Sands is loot gear raid 2, just for info. There is looks like here's some additional rewards if you're like topping out your group, and we're going to look at that in a second. So you get the 5 shards, but there's also an additional potential 10 for topping 7 or 5. So if you are like getting higher up in the groups, then potentially you could, like, you know, either maybe get to a second copy, or you can get to, you know, miss out other events. Awakening of Heroes is leveling up, starring up, promoting. You know, don't forget about these additional ways, promoting, starring up. Don't forget that you can level up your food that you're going to feed. A few people have said to me, HH, you are leaving points on the table with this type of stuff. Like, you can literally level up some of the fodder you're about to feed with a bit of experience pots, and then feed them, and you do these super easy without having to use so much resource. Similar thing actually in Raid Shadow Legends, if you come from there. Similar concept. Forgotten Palace here is Tier Raid 3, which I've just done quite a hard push on my account. I'm going to do a video on that soon, because it's one of the most important Tier Raids in the game. We've got here Lost Legacy is Tier Raid 1. Arrival of Heroes is obviously going to be summoning. Higher the rarity, the more trophies you earn. Mystery of Artifacts, so it's looting the artifact raid. Again, you get more points if you top in the group. Brave Conquest, as I say, that's the one that drops 3 times, and that's just being in any of the kind of raiding. So it's loot. So it's gear raid, it's artifact raids, and each of those will get you points. Spiritual Altar is the second summoning. Tales of the Smith is upgrading items you've got. That's probably going to be one of the toughest ones for me. I find that my gold is scarce, and probably will need to do some gold, like, energy pushing at some point, I think. Jewel of Champions is the arena, and then Corridor of Glory here is again leveling up, dude. So it's like a second level up. Let's take a look at the events that are out there. So 650 points for Vault in the Sand. This is Gear Raid 2. And then the chance to earn additional ones, 50. Let's have a look. Most people should be trying to farm these, at least getting legendary items. But honestly, fairly early you can push for Mythic. Like, Gear Raid 2 is probably the easiest ones to push on. But you know, we always recommend don't farm these areas if you're just doing rares and epics. Or this might be the exception if you need to get this hero and you just started playing. But if you could push through campaign quicker, get yourself some items, and get yourself a couple of 60s or whatever, you should be able to push up higher than that. And it's a big jump in terms of points. Yeah, 15 per run, 20 per run versus 3 and 7. It's a massive difference. I don't know if the points are different depending on how long you've been playing for. But you know, to get to 650 then, assuming you're getting, let's call it on average 15 to 20 points per run, I could get my trusty calculator out. 650, call it divided by 17. So 38 runs, and 38 runs at what sort of energy cost? Let's have a look. Gear Raid 2, energy cost of 22 for me. So it's going to cost me 840 stamina to get it done, which is probably about a day's worth of stamina. Once you work through, you know, all of the different ways that we top up stamina in the game, I think that's probably about a day of my stamina to get it done. Yeah, don't forget, I learned this the other day, actually. So make sure that you've got your friendship group full up. Get this topping up nicely. But don't let it overfill. Like, if this goes to 600, it just sits. So you need to be going in once you've got it to a good point and just claiming your stamina in here so it doesn't ever overflow. Because once you hit 600, that's not moving up. And hopefully you've been saving up some pots. Hopefully you're in the Dwarven shop every day looking and refreshing to try and find yourself those cheeky stamina pots on a cheap. We don't get any today. Make sure you're in the arena shop buying up the stamina pots here. Like, there's a number of ways that you can get this done easier by just being more efficient. Is there any others in here? I think there might be something else in the guild shop like that as well. But anyway, there's a number of ways that you can kind of get that done here without kind of going into panic mode. You know, your idle rewards, you get 200 stamina here. There's plenty of different options to make that happen. Let's check out Vault in the Sands then. Vault in the Sands is Gear Raid 2. So the Shard Summoning event's already showing. You can obviously top your shards up into summon her whenever you want. Jewel of Champions is the arena battles. So I'm in like Plat Arena right now. Fighting the arena to earn points. Where's she sitting in here? 150 points to get her. But you really want to push to the 200. Like, get yourself that epic crystal. So for a win, you get 8 points. A tie, I've never tied before. Tie is 6 and a loss is 4. So 8. So that's going to be about 20 to 25 fights or whatever. And obviously we get like the 5 per day. How many days is that event running for? So it's running for 4 days. So yeah, 5 per day plus they refill over the time. So you've just got to be active. That's basically it. I did find, I wonder if they changed the arena setup. Is it still the same? Single target. I think this might be. I've just been beating teams that were way better than me on this current setup. Is this the right one? Oh no, it's changed. But maybe it's going to be pretty similar actually. Let me show you a quick tip here. Single target DPS. Let's get Nocturne in there. Let me show you a quick tip. If I can make it work, hopefully I can. Probably my better healer. So I'm trying to hold the enemies much further up the map. Okay, if you can do this, it'd be super good, especially if you've got an Awaken 5 Wrath, it helps. See if it's the same type of dudes. These dudes might just tear through me, I don't know. Basically want my fighters locking them in up here. So let's see if I can make this happen. Can we stay alive, Wrath? Keep it going, my friend. Keep it going. Now, what might happen is I might fail in the very early stage. Second fighter. So I've coned them in super high up the map, right? And they're fighting all the way back here. So what should happen? I'm actually doing. So I lost the first fight. I thought I might, but future fights is where this starts to get juicy. Trust me. Trust me. Future fights, please don't let me down for my video. Where this can start to really happen. Not even needing the heals just yet, hopefully. Do I even need the healer? Raph is just doing all that work. Yeah, better put healer in. So I've easily won the second fight. Yeah, it's not even close. Because I'm attacking them so much earlier. And then we drop our healer in. I don't even need the healer yet, honestly. Oh. Get that going. Might be a mistake not dropping the healer in. I'm not sure. But it doesn't feel like it, does it? Feels good. Feels solid. I cover everyone. I put bad positioning on. Terrible positioning, HH. Brass healing pretty well, though. Anyway, we're smashing people up so much further up the map that, look, they're not even halfway through their health. They're not even halfway through. And at this point, so I lost the first fight, but I'm now wrecking for the rest of the matchup. We can pop ults. We can pop ults. Look, they're not even touching them yet. I'm already popping ults. My Wrath's going down, though. Look at it. It's a joke how much better I am than this person. Just because I took a bit of a chance early on. So I feel like you can get more wins. Obviously, you need to have the champions in the mix to make that happen. All that type of stuff. Like, yeah, play it to your strengths or whatever. But this is definitely something to play around with. Even if it means you lose a couple whilst you're finding your space, this is definitely something to play with. Raph might get nuked here. Oh, Raph, what are you doing? One down. Dead. And I'm beating people quite a lot higher power than me to make that stuff work. So I guess little tip there for arena. And I found that on the last arena setup as well, where I don't know what it was, but anyway, the last arena setup I was doing exactly the same thing. Anyway, let's check out the last couple here. Brave Conquest is on. So this is the one where basically you're earning points for all of the different raiding that you're doing. That's going to dovetail in nicely to the one we're already doing for the gear raid. That's 3,400 points. So is that going to be 170 odd runs of gear raids plus a bit, maybe probably more like 200. And this one's over 4 days as well. So this one's tougher actually. Hold on, let me just make sure I'm working this out right. Call it 17 points per item, 3,400 to get her. Exactly 200. 200 runs. So that's like 4,400 stamina over the course of 4 days. It's quite a lot. So you're going to have to make sure that you're on it. You're going to have to make sure that for that one in particular, especially as they're going to be dropping all the way through, obviously you're going to be doing the different gear raid kind of farming anyway. But just, yeah, just keep an eye on that one. That feels like that's a bit harder to achieve. But all in all, you know, look, I love these type of events. It gives you kind of focus for your accounts. And yeah, let's get it done. Anyway, guys, there you go. I've been Hell Hades. Good luck, and I'll see you soon.